Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus overview video of the Adidas miCoach Smart Ball. Now, as you can see, this is the box that it comes in. It's a pretty elaborate box. On the front, you're going to find the Smart Ball branding. You're going to see a picture of the ball as well as the charging station. On the other side, you're going to find some information on the actual application that this ball works with. Please keep in mind that the application is only available and the ball is only functional with iOS devices such as an iPhone, an iPod Touch, or an iPad. On the other side, you're going to see, again, some features of the ball, what it actually does, which is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. And then here's actually some tech specs on the ball and the sensors and all this kind of technical side of things on how this actually works, at least to a certain extent. We don't necessarily know how the sensors work, we just know that there are sensors in the actual ball. So that's pretty much it as far as the box is concerned. This guy has a retail price of $299 or $300, which is definitely very pricey, and a lot of people probably want to know what you actually get for your $300. And the answer is not a lot, to be completely honest with you guys. So you open it up like this, which I thought was pretty cool. On the inside, you're actually going to find the ball itself, which we'll take a closer look at in just a second. You're also going to find your charging station, which is right here. It's cool, like really cool looking charging station. The ball basically just sits in there. It's like a cradle or a stand for the ball. And the ball actually does have a built-in battery, so you don't have to worry about changing the batteries or the ball just dying on you at random, because you do have the ability to charge it. And also on the inside, they're going to give you the little plug and the charging cable that attaches to the dock, so you can actually plug it in so it can get power. And they also include extra adapters depending on where in the world you are and what kind of plugs you require in order to charge your Adidas miCoach Smart Ball. So that's pretty much it as far as the box and what you get inside. And next we'll talk about the actual ball itself. First things first, let's talk about the actual ball. Now, something you have to keep in mind here is that this is a training tool, not a match ball. It's not FIFA approved, but with that being said, the quality is definitely there. Now, if compared to something like the Adidas Bazooka or even the Adidas Champions League ball, this features a much more simple design. It's a standard 32 panel layout. All of the panels are thermally bonded, as you can see. It features a very similar outer layer. So again, it has that aesthetic and feel of a high-end match ball, and it has that same texturing that you're going to find on the high-end Champions League match ball as well. So again, in terms of overall quality, this feels like a high-quality soccer ball. So for $300, you're not being sold a cheap ball with sensors and batteries on the inside. But with that being said, this actually does have sensors and batteries on the inside of the ball, but still maintains a feel of a standard soccer ball. If you didn't know any better, you would never guess that this is different from a standard ball. It has a similar weight. It feels pretty normal, and I'm actually curious to see how it's actually going to perform once I start kicking it around, because as of right now, I'm actually really impressed that there is so much technology on the inside of the soccer ball, but it actually feels like a normal soccer ball. As far as other things to consider with this ball are concerned, it is fully Bluetooth compatible, so when you do sync it up to your phone or your iPad or whatever iOS device you're going to be syncing it up to, you can actually see what you're doing in real time, or you can just do your whole training session and sync it up after the fact, and it'll load your entire training session, again, up to 2,000 kicks onto your phone, and you can see exactly what you did throughout your entire training session. Very quickly, I just wanted to give you guys a look at how you go about charging the ball itself, just because I thought it was particularly cool. So here is, of course, the charging dock or charging stand, whatever you want to call it. You can see it is plugged in there at the back. And on the base of the dock, you're going to see that you actually have this power symbol, the exact same power symbol you're going to find on the graphics of the actual miCoach ball. So I'll show you guys the ball. Again, there is the actual charging graphic, and when you put it on the dock, it's actually going to sync up with the dock and start charging the ball wirelessly. Now you can see that it's flashing right now. That's letting me know that it's not synced properly. It's not aligned properly on the dock. So essentially you want to adjust it just a little bit until you actually get a full kind of charging type of like a pulse from the light. So you can see now it's pulsing. That means that the ball is now charging. So again, the flashing light means that it's misaligned. The pulsing light lets you know that it's charging. And then once that light turns off, that lets you know that the ball is fully charged. According to Adidas, a full charge should take about an hour or so. So that's actually pretty quick, considering that the battery has a standby time of 165 hours, which is essentially 6.8 days, so almost a full week you can go without charging the ball. So it's like a once a week type of thing as far as how often you're using it. Or the battery is good for about 2,000 kicks, which is quite a lot. So again, I would say charging this ball once a week is what most people are going to be doing. And again, that's pretty good considering the battery is fully internal and charges wirelessly. So that's pretty much it as far as the charging process is concerned. And move on next to what you actually can do with the ball itself. So, you're probably wondering, for $300, how can this ball help to improve my game, and what does it actually do? It tracks 4 different things. The first thing that it tracks is shot speed, which is pretty self-explanatory. The second thing that it lets you know is what part of the ball was struck when you hit it. So if you hit it directly in the middle, it'll say you've hit it right in the middle. If you hit it off to the right, it'll show you the exact position on the ball where your foot made contact, which is pretty cool and something that is really going to be helpful if you're trying to practice a certain technique or trying to improve a certain technique or just change the way that you strike the ball in general. The third thing that it tracks is spin. So it'll tell you revolutions per minute, how fast the ball is spinning through the air, which again is a useful thing to know if you are planning to practice bending the ball or trying to improve your ability to bend the ball. And then the fourth thing that it tracks is the flight path of the ball through the air. So if it's a big arc, it'll show you that big arc. If the ball knuckles, it'll show you the knuckle pattern through the air. And that's something that I'm actually very curious to test out and see how accurate it actually is, because to me that's just a very, very cool piece of technology if that actually does work well. And again, I'm just telling you what this ball is supposed to do based on tech specs and what information is available in the application prior to actually having used the ball myself. So I can't confirm or deny whether or not all of these features work flawlessly and how good this ball actually performs. That is going to be in a follow-up video, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Going to be working on that video in the next week or two, so stay tuned for that. Now, though, after knowing that it tracks those 4 things, you're probably wondering, how does it all work? How does it show you this information? And that is through the miCoach Smart Ball application that, again, is available on pretty much all iOS devices with a touchscreen, so iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch. Now, the application is 100% free. You get it with the ball. I believe you can actually download it even if you don't have the ball, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But basically, it's going to give you a couple different pieces of information. It's going to give you some basic tutorials that'll let you know how to perform certain skills, including driving the ball, bending the ball. Even a knuckleball tutorial is featured in there, and it actually goes pretty in depth. It gives you information on exactly where to hit the ball, and it kind of gives you a tutorial based on all the features that are available with this smart ball technology. So again, you can really kind of compare exactly how you've hit the ball based on how the tutorial is telling you to hit the ball, which is pretty cool. There's also some kind of competition things where you can set a goal. You can set a certain type of free kick and try to hit that certain free kick with a certain amount of speed on the ball, a certain amount of spin on the ball. So little challenges like that where you can try and improve your shot, try and beat a challenge, kind of make a little game with yourself, which I thought was a pretty cool thing. And of course, you can share your stats. So if other people that you know have a smart ball as well, you can kind of share your really good shot with them and have a little competition within your little group of people that actually have smart balls. So again, kind of your basic social media type of sharing features within the application as well. And all of that I thought was very, very cool. Again, I'm just very curious to see how it's actually going to perform. Now, as far as striking the ball is concerned, again, I haven't tried it out myself yet, but it looks like everything is based off of this little valve right here. This is kind of the main connection point where you're going to be striking the ball, or where you're going to be setting up the ball to strike it, I should say, where you always want this to be up or in a certain position, because this is kind of the main contact point. So I'm not sure if there's a particular type of sensor right here where all the readings are going to be made, but based on what I could understand just by kind of glancing through the application and figuring out how to use the ball, everything is going to be based off of this area as far as where you're hitting the ball. If you're hitting the ball here and here and here, it's not going to track the same as if you're hitting it right here. So again, you really want to read the instructions and have a good understanding of how the technology actually works, how you're supposed to use the ball in order to get an accurate reading. So don't just charge it up, go out there and kicking the ball expecting it to work properly. Really go through the tutorials, read the instructions, and understand how this ball is actually supposed to work in order to get proper readings. And that's something that I think is important for any piece of a technology. This one obviously is a little bit more unique because it is in the form of a soccer ball. But other than that, again, it's just a very, very cool piece of technology. Definitely a very interesting training aid that, if it works the way it's supposed to, is going to be the most useful training aid that money can buy. In my opinion, it really is a cool soccer ball, and like I said, if it works the way it's supposed to, I'm very excited to try this thing out. So that's pretty much it for my kind of overview slash unboxing of the Adidas miCoach Smart Ball. If you found it helpful, please leave a like on the video. If you have any questions at all, be sure to leave your comments down below. If you guys are interested in purchasing one of these for yourself, they are available right now for $299. I'll leave a link in the description to the review page on my website, where you will find buy it now links to pick up one of these for yourself. So be sure to go ahead and check that out if you are at all interested. Other than that though, guys, subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.